Let me know if you have any issues seeing the screen. So welcome to the first community meeting for 6541 to 6543 Regional Street. It is a planned new development of 114 affordable units for low-income seniors. And so we're just starting out on going through the entitlements process. So we'd love to get hear back from the community on how you feel about our design and our programming to date. So just a little bit of information. We do have a project email, which is Dublin Regional Street at edenhousing.org. Please feel free to email us at any time if you have any questions or concerns. I would love to hear from you and get your feedback. A little bit of housekeeping before we jump into the meeting itself. Just a reminder that because there's so many of us, maybe it'll be good to keep yourself on mute unless you have a comment or a question, or if you're presenting. I'll ask those who are able to join online to please type in your name and your affiliation, if any. For example, if you're a community member, a neighbor, or if you're part of any kind of organization group. It'll be great to just take roll and know where all our participants are coming from. And then finally, this meeting is being recorded. So after the meeting, we'll be happy to circulate it with everyone present today. So just to run through the agenda today, we'll run, because there's not too many of us, there's about 25. It might be, we would be able to go through all the participants today and have a brief introduction, your name and your affiliation, if any. Then we'll jump into an introduction of Eden Housing and Eden Housing Resident Services, what we do, our mission, and what we're hoping to bring to Dublin. Then we'll dive right into the project as it stands today, our proposal, an overview of the schedule, and some of the plans moving forward. And then we'll wrap up with any questions, and I'd be happy to kind of follow up, answer any questions that everyone here may have. So great, so I'll just jump right into the welcome and introductions. My name is Weijia Song. I'm a senior project developer with Eden Housing. I am the project manager for the Dublin Regional Street project. And so I'm looking forward to getting to know everyone and working together closely as we bring these new units to Dublin. So next I'll introduce Tammy. Tammy, would you like to give a brief introduction?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Tammy Strauss. I'm an associate director at Eden Housing. I started about a little over a month ago. And so I'm new to the project, and I'm leaving it in Weijia's very capable hands to lead us through this really nice project for downtown Dublin. And I look forward to meeting and working with all of you. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Tammy. Next, I'll introduce Victoria, who is also with us at Eden Housing.
Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria Raheny, and I'm a resident services manager with Eden Housing. I've been with the company for about 8 years, and I started in Dublin, my properties. So Dublin is very near and dear to me. Thank you.
Thanks, Victoria. Next, I'll pass it over to Patricia.
Good evening. My name is Patricia Centeno. I am an associate principal at BAR Architects. We're an architectural firm based in San Francisco with over 50 years experience designing housing throughout the Bay Area. We're excited to be working with Eden Housing on this project, and we are currently also working on another project in Dublin at the Dublin bus station, part of that Transit Village area. So we look forward to working on this project.
Great, thank you, Patricia. Next, I'll jump to Brian, who I think is also on the call.
Hey, I'm Brian. I'm with BR Architects as designer, and I'll be working on this project through entitlements at the very least. And I look forward to hearing back from everyone else on this meeting.
Next, we have Kimi.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Kimi Chen. I'm a landscape architect working with Gates & Associates. So I'm part of the design team. Our office is located in San Ramon, so we're kind of local to Dublin and know city of Dublin very well. So I'm glad to be here tonight and hear everyone's thoughts about the project.
Great, thank you, Kimi. And then I think we have Shane from CDG as well.
Yeah, I'm Shane Calkins. I'm the senior civil engineer working on the project, and I'm with CBG.
Thank you, Shane. Great. So I think that's our design team for the Regional Street project. So now we'll open it up to the community and to everyone calling in on the phone. We'll love to hear who you are, your name, and where, if you have any affiliations with any organizations or communities. So first, I'll defer to our lovely Cora and Victor to introduce themselves.
Yeah. Good afternoon, all. My name is Cora and Victor Pediglorio, my husband. We are a resident of Dublin since 1992 when we moved from Mountain View to Dublin when we bought a condo. And we are affiliated with the St. Raymond Catholic Church, and we are members of the Filipino Corsia community in the Diocese of Oakland. Thank you.
Thank you, Cora and Victor. Great. Robert, would you like to introduce yourself?
Robert.
Okay, my name is Bob, and I'm also Dublin resident. Have a home here in the Briar Hill edition, and just curious.
Great. Next, Anna Mocha.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I am very hard of hearing, so I may not be able to communicate often, but I am here just to listen. I am a senior, and I'm curious about the building that you will be putting up in Dublin for seniors.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Anna, for joining. Next, I'll ask Lily Kwok to introduce us.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday afternoon. This is Lily Kwok. Like Robert, like Cora, I'm a resident of Dublin. I've been a resident of Dublin since 2017. And I love this city. Would like to hear more about the project. Weija, you doing a good job so far. Keep it up.
Thanks, Lily. Appreciate the support. Great. Next, I'll call on Christina Law.
Hi, I'm a resident of Dublin as well. I was actually looking for something for my uncle who's just turned 62. So I got this flyer in the mail.
Great. Thanks for joining, Christina. We'll definitely get into that, more into that in the presentation. Great. Next, I'll call on AJ Burgess.
Hi, I'm AJ Burgess. I'm a resident of Dublin also, and like a lot of the other people, I'm just curious to find out what's going on.
Great. Next, Philip Lanton. Great. Then I'll call on Vernon Bell.
Yes, I'm Vernon Bell, current resident of Dublin. Pretty much interested in the project that you have going on here in Dublin. So just want to collect more information about it.
Great, thank you, Vernon. Next, I'll call on Joe Kirchhoffer.
Sure. Hello, everybody. Thanks, Weija. So my name is Joe Kirchhoffer. I work for Avalon Bay Communities, and we are a housing developer. We're actually working on the property right next door to the one Eden is working on, and have been in touch and coordinating with them. We are hoping to get started very soon. So you'll hopefully see us making some changes out there very shortly. But we're just here to listen and to hear what's new on the Eden side. And thanks for including us.
Great, thanks, Joe. Thanks for joining. Great. Next, I'll call on Svetlana.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. We also. I am here with my friend. So we joined together this meeting, and we also becoming a residents of Dublin pretty long time. In the Saturn age. So yeah, we looking forward for this community, and really hope to release a little bit from this financial pressure, if it will be possible. Yeah,
Definitely, completely understand. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Great. Next, I'll call on, and I apologize because you may be calling in on the phone, so I can only see your phone numbers. But I'll call on phone number 508-728-6328 to introduce yourself. Okay, no worries. I'll move on to, is there a 847-846-8399 number that's called in that would like to introduce themselves?
I'm calling from Massachusetts.
Oh, great, interesting. And your name?
My name is Lori Rosa.
Lori Rosa.
My brother
Great.
is a resident in Dublin. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Black Tie Transportation in Pleasanton.
Yes.
He runs the company's vice president there. His name is Michael Rosa.
Great. Great.
And
Thank you for joining.
This information. Yes, because I'm looking for to move my 87-year-old mother and myself to Dublin.
Okay.
So I'm very excited
Great.
about hearing about this housing opportunity for her.
Definitely, definitely. Great. And then because we're on Zoom and unfortunately we can't see everyone in person, I'd just like to invite anyone else who would like to introduce themselves to feel free to introduce themselves now or to enter their name and affiliation into the chat if possible. Great, so we'll just dive right into the presentation. So just to give everyone a very quick overview of Eden Housing and what we do. Eden Housing is a non-profit affordable housing developer based in Hayward. Our mission is to create and sustain high quality affordable housing communities that advance equity and opportunity for all. We are a mission-driven nonprofit with over 50 years of experience working in California and one of the oldest operating affordable housing developers here. Over all the last 50 years, we've developed, acquired, and rehabilitated more than 10,000 affordable units across 129 different properties. And we are currently serving and providing high-quality housing for over 22,000 low-income residents across the state. We have experience working in 15 different counties and 50 different cities with at least 4 properties in the city of Dublin itself. These include Wexford Way, Carlow Court, Wicklow Square, and Valor Crossing as well, if anyone is familiar with those properties. We have a very strong track record. We've worked with local housing governments, community organizations, and other nonprofit agencies. We serve very low and moderate income families, seniors, veterans, and people living with physical, mental, or developmental disabilities. And we also provide housing for formerly homeless. Eden Housing is a large developer with both a resident services and property management organization to help us manage our properties to the high level of service we expect them to operate at. And so to speak a little bit about our resident services programs that we already offer at our properties in Dublin, I'd like to invite Victoria, who is part of ERSI, to describe a little more about what we do.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Eden Housing Resident Services strives to help build communities where all residents can feel safe and know that they belong. We believe through hope, growth, compassion, respect, and social justice, youth and families will find pathways out of poverty, and that seniors will be supported to live their best lives. We provide services for our residents in group settings as well as one-on-one, and we also offer information referrals. All of our offerings fall into 6 core areas, which are education, economic empowerment, technology access, housing stability, health and wellness, and community engagement. Some examples of the activities and presentations that we offer at other senior housing developments in Dublin are as follows: Medicare presentations, emergency preparedness, savings programs, fraud prevention, classes in electronic devices, ESL, yoga and workout, exercise programs, nutrition, diabetes and hypertension programs. We also have a Finding Wellness program that we offer. We offer several opportunities for the residents to get together on a social basis, such as community meetings, coffee and tea time, holiday events. This is most all holidays. We have had talent shows, arts and crafts shows, dance classes, and singing groups. And we also host a national night out each year. Thank you. Rija, you're on mute.
Oops, thank you. Sorry about that. Yes, so to give everyone a bit more information about the project that we're talking about today, we are calling it Dublin Regional Street. It is located at 6541 to 6543 Regional Street in Dublin. You can see the 4 properties that Eden operates, which are also low-income, affordable housing properties that serve both families and seniors and veterans, and its proximity to some of those projects. The benefits of what we can offer is because we have such a robust Eden Housing resident services program and so many properties within proximity to each other, there's a lot of synergy in the types of programming that can be offered. So not only would we be providing housing, we would be able to provide the services that would help our families thrive here. The project and the site itself is located right within downtown Dublin at very close to the intersection of 580 and 680. It is part of the downtown district plan, which I believe was recently amended, and it is located in the transit-oriented district. What we are proposing here today, which is 114 units of low-income housing, is allowed under the current zoning. So we anticipate it should be, we anticipate feedback from the community on how we can make this project look and feel the way you want to see it. A little bit more about the project. The project wouldn't be possible without the support of the City of Dublin, who has provided not only support in terms of guidance and how to get funded and also entitled, but also the site itself was donated by our kind neighbours at Avalon Bay, who are currently working on the Golden Gate Drive development as we speak. So the project today is proposed to be 114 units of studios and 1 bedrooms for seniors. The target AMI range, which stands for area median income, is 20 to 60%, which means for a household of 2 people, that's around $20,000 to $60,000 a year. And rent currently is expected to be around $600 to $1,500 per month, depending on if you're in a studio or a 1 bedroom. And I'm sorry, Laurie, I think if you're able to put yourself on mute just as we get through the presentation, that would be helpful. Thank you. Some of the amenities that we're hoping to propose today at this property is we'll include a community room with a kitchen, a property management office, a small fitness center, community gardens and lawns, and potentially a dog run as well. In terms of project schedule, we are hosting our first community meeting today. We hope to host our second community meeting in July with our planning application submitted in July as well. We have an upcoming, we hope to be at the Planning Commission in October of this year, and at City Council hopefully in November. Because it's affordable housing, we rely on funding from not only local sources but from the state. So we then will plan to dedicate the next year to securing all the funding we need to make this project possible. We hope to start construction in November of 2023, and then we would complete construction in August of 2025. Next, we'll dive into the project design. So I'll hand over to Patricia to walk us through.
Do you want to move forward to the next slide? So we wanted to just talk a little bit about where the site is located, because I think the great thing about this opportunity is for senior housing is that this site is located in a great walking location in downtown Dublin. And so as you can see, it's on the corner where Interstate 580 meets San Ramon Drive. Regional Street is like a cul-de-sac, and so it ends at a cul-de-sac where it says site in red. The first dash is showing that this is a quarter-mile walking distance, and so everything inside that dash is within a quarter-mile of walking distance, and then the outer circle is showing a half-mile. So as you can see, it's just really a great location. It's near the Dublin shopping center where there's a Target, a CVS, a Sprouts, there's a Safeway. It's within a half-mile walking distance from the Dublin Senior Center. To the north, there's the Dublin Heritage Museum just on the other side of San Ramon Boulevard to the west. And then just a little over a quarter-mile walking distance from the West Dublin Pleasanton BART station. And then to the south on the other side of 580 is a Stone Ridge Shopping Center. So just a great location for a senior community that allows seniors to have access to amenities within a walking distance. Next. These are just a few photos of the site. The first photo, number 1, is looking basically from the end of the cul-de-sac, looking towards Dublin Boulevard. And so at the very end, you see past that van is the intersection of Dublin Boulevard and Regional Street. Image number 2 is about the corner where the corner of the building will be located. And just beyond, you can't see it, there's a big warehouse building. That's where the Avalon Bay development is going to be built. And then there's more multifamily developments just beyond near the BART station. And then the image number 3 is just showing what's existing on the site. It's a one-story building that's been boarded up for a while. And this building is going to be demolished to build a new senior residential development. Next picture, next slide. You know what, I need to pause. I think there's a little tremor happening in my house right now. Okay. Okay, let me keep going. And then we'll see. Yeah,
take your time, Patricia.
Okay, let me relax her for a minute. Okay. Next image is showing a plan. So we're just starting the design of this building, and the first step is just to understand what can we fit on this site. The site is just a little over 1 acre. It's 1.33 acres. Like I mentioned already, is at the end of Regional Street cul-de-sac. And then as part of the adjacent development by Avalon Bay to the right, they're going to extend St. Patrick Way to connect to Regional Street. To the north, you see just the back of retail buildings where there's a Marshall and Half Price Books. And so that's the building just to the north of our property. And so our plan is, it's an L-shaped building facing the future St. Patrick Way with a parking lot towards the back. All the residential parking is going to be surface parking. And then to the east, where you see the green, we anticipate about 8,000 square feet of open space that is intended to be for the residents to use. In the open space, so far, we're working with Gates and Associates and thinking about how the open space can be used. And some of the ideas that we've identified so far is, having kind of outdoor event space adjacent to the amenity space, some sport activities like yoga or walking, community garden for residents who live here to do some community garden, and then a pet area. And so residents can take their small pets for a walk at the very end of the outdoor space. We are, like Weija mentioned already, the first floor will include, a residential lobby for for entry, the property management and the residential services office, and a residential community room and fitness center. And that's kind of that area in pink and white. And then the rest of the building would be residential units. The building's intended to be 5 stories. And so all the stories above the first floor are going to be residential units. And then this is residents would access those upper levels by an elevator. And so we anticipate on having 2 elevators. And then the part of the area that is in gray is what we call back of house. And that would be, where we put the trash and the electrical service and water service. And that would be adjacent to the driveway that you use to enter the parking lot. As Weija mentioned, I think the goal is to design 114 residential units of studios and 1-bedrooms. The studios are going to be approximately 450 square feet, and the 1-bedrooms probably approximately 600 square feet. Weija, anything else that you'd like me to mention?
No, I think that's great. I think this might be a good time just to open it up to all our community members here today with any questions they may have about the upcoming project, any feedback on our design and programming. We'd love to hear from you today. If you're able to raise your hand, that would help or raise your hand with the reaction function, that would help as well. But yeah, we'll love to hear from you. So I see one raised hand with Bob, if you'd like to kick us off.
I'm curious about resident parking.
So the resident parking is the parking lot to the south of the proposed building location, and we are anticipating half a stall per unit, and so 0.5 per unit, and so or one stall for every 2 units, which is in alignment with the other properties that Eden has designed in the Dublin area and in other communities.
Okay.
And then I will add that along St. Patrick Way, as part of the master plan of the adjacent community, they are proposing, I believe it's 4 parking stalls along the street in that little section that jogs in and out in front of our property. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, right there.
Hello.
Question?
In 1-bedroom unit, is there a washer and dryer included?
Most of our units not proposed to have in-unit laundry, but we will have a laundry room within the building itself, and elevators.
Okay.
I think I saw a hand up from Vernon Bell, if you would like to ask your questions.
Yeah, as far as the, you said only studios and 1 bedrooms, right? And there's no plan as far as expanding that to maybe perhaps 2 bedrooms? No.
No, unfortunately, due to our funding restrictions and our site restrictions, and what we've seen work well with some of the senior communities that we've built, we're only proposing studios and 1 bedrooms for the site.
Okay. And you said the projection for this project to be complete is what, 2024?
2025.
2025.
Mm-hmm. It is further out, but it takes quite a lot of time, unfortunately, to start from paper and get to a final building these days. Great. Next, I'll call on Christina.
Hi. I actually wanted to ask, do you guys allow children?
So this will be a senior property. Yeah. So
My uncle
it's mostly
has a 6-year-old.
Yeah, I believe, and maybe Victoria, you might know better than me, but I believe if there is a qualified tenant, you can add people to your household, and they can be below 55 years of age. But
okay,
let me confirm that, and I can definitely provide an update. If Christina, if you would like to email the Dublin Regional Street at edenhousing.org email, I can definitely respond that way.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that sounds like it needs to go through property management. Yeah.
Great. I can see Cora with her hand up.
Yeah, my question is, when everything is processed and everything, when one would qualify, or when would we start signing up for the 2023 construction?
25.
Yes.
25 is when it's finished, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good question. So I'll be able to put together an interest list for anyone interested in hearing more about the property and getting updates on where we are in terms of leasing. So I would encourage everyone to email the Dublin Regional Street at edenhousing.org email with your interest, and we'll start compiling your information once we are ready for lease up, probably a little before construction is completed, probably in about May of 2025. We will be reaching out to everyone on that interest list with information on how to apply. Usually we operate lease up as a lottery system. I know there is a lot of demand for affordable housing, but we definitely get your application in at that time, and we'll do the draw on one day together.
So, so what do you put in the email? Our name, our age, or income?
Yes.
What are the things that you needed for us
Yes,
to qualify?
just email us with your name, and we will follow up with all the information that we'll need. We just need a contact information from you, just your email and maybe a phone number.
Okay, that's all. Okay, question.
My question is, since the completion is more than 3 years, is the rental price will change or change to reduce it or increase it?
Yes. Yes, that's a good question. So because we are an affordable project, we use state credits from the Tax Credit Allocation Committee. So they set rents for all projects. So they will fluctuate year to year, depending on the current pricing in the market. It's usually, our units are usually based on 20 to 60% AMI, area median income. So it will depend on how, the area median income changes over these years, but we don't expect, major fluctuations. Again, these are still very affordable units. 20% AMI is, an income of $20,000 or less every year.
So it doesn't include utilities?
No, it does not include utilities. We do offer a utility allowance for certain utilities, such as water, and but the tenant usually pays for electricity.
I see. Okay. So when you say senior housing, what is the age? Is it about 55 and above, 65 and above, or?
Our target is 55 and above.
55 and above. Okay. What else?
Lily, I see you have your hand raised.
Yes. Weijia, can you do me a favor? Can you repeat that email address again that we need to send you our name, phone number on the interest list?
Sure. Let me get that to you. It's actually just right here on the next page of the presentation. It's Dublin Regional Street at edenhousing.org. So for those calling in, it's DUBLIN REGIONALST at EDENHOUSING.org. And this contact information is also on the flyer that many of you may have received.
And also, Weijia, to follow up with Bob's question, I just have, I want to make sure I fully understand with respect to the parking. So basically, you have a studio to 1 bedroom. So let's say I'm just one person. Either studio or 1 bedroom, I get 1 parking space. Am I correct?
Not necessarily. So the way the project is designed is that we will have 1 parking space for every 2 units. It's 0.5 parking ratio. So we haven't, gotten as far in the development of kind of our operation strategy just yet to know how we will operate it as. It could either be unassigned parking, so it means you might not have an assigned space and it's operated on a first come, first served basis. Or we will actually have residents register their cars and assign a parking spot based on need. But we'll keep developing that as we get closer to construction operations. But right now, in terms of the physical spaces we're providing, it's 1 space per every 2 units.
Okay, thank you.
And Weijia, this is Patricia from BAR. I think from the data that Eden Housing has provided us, is that typically in their senior housing, not all seniors own cars or drive, and so they feel very comfortable that one stall for every 2 units is appropriate for this type of community.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And the site in particular too is very close to the downtown BART station. So in terms of other transit options, it's definitely a very convenient location.
Hello.
Yes, Victor.
Once we start renting the place, is there an increase of rental every year?
So yes, so the rent, again, it's similar to the rents that are established by the TCAC standards every year. So they will change year to year, but they, remain at the 20 to 60% area median income level. So we don't see major fluctuations in that rent year to year.
Okay, thank you.
And for reference, I think this was earlier in the presentation, the current rent levels is 600 to 1,500 a month at the highest price for one of these units. Great. Any other questions? Any other feedback? Would love to hear from the community as to what to hear what we've proposed today and what you would like to see at Regional Street. Oh, yes. Hi, Kuhn.
Quick question. Do you happen to know how is the rent calculated? Is it based on annual income or what?
It's based on, so the rent levels are set. Sorry, there's some feedback here. The rent levels are set by TCAC every year. Sorry, Kuhn, I might have to ask you to mute.
Go ahead.
So the rent levels are set by, I'm sorry, Kuhn, do you mind muting for a sec? Let me see.
Okay, is it better? Okay, can you give me the answer again?
Yes, sorry, I'm trying to resolve my audio issue here. So yes, so TCAC sets the rent levels every year, and that's calculated based on the area median income for that region. So for Alameda County, it's a certain level. We will then, it's usually at either 20% or 60% of area median income. And then depending on the unit that you're in, your rent is calculated at that rate. Every year you will need to re-income certify to make sure that you qualify for that unit. Definitely it matters the most when you move in. You have to be at the 20 to 60% AMI range. And then once you're moved in and once after the first year, if your income does increase, you can be grandfathered up to about 120% area median income.
Thank you.
Great, sorry about that. Excellent. Any other questions?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
Weija, how does the lottery works? I am not very familiar with how the lottery works. Is that you have, say, so many 100 applications and then you kind of like draw it, or like a raffle? How do you do it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so we open the application time frame for several weeks. all applicants apply, and then on one day our lease up team will draw numbers to see who has been selected. Then every person who's been selected will go through the lease up process. So they'll have to submit documentation. We'll have to check income to make sure that you qualify. And then, we'll go through the wait list in that way.
What happens if one person wants to be smart, wanted to put in more applications? Is that possible? Is that possible?
I'm not sure if that works. I don't operate the lease up process myself, but that might be a good question to answer over email. But
smart, the lottery.
We do cross-check the list to make sure names aren't repeated.
Yeah. Possible. You never know how people can come up with some creative ideas.
Yes, but we do check the list to make sure there aren't repeat names or repeat submissions. Yeah. Did I see a hand up with Lily?
Yes, hi, Weijia. This is Lily again. I just have a quick question for Patricia. Before the earthquake just shoot us, I think you were talking about the square footage of the full-plan studio to one bedroom. Can you go over that again? I fell off my chair, so I didn't quite get it.
Yes, the studios are anticipated to be around 450 square feet, and the one bedrooms are anticipated to be around 600 square feet.
Okay, thank you.
And Weijia, I guess before we finish, we anticipate on having another community meeting at the end of July. And so at that point, we will be bringing some more ideas about what the architecture is going to look like, what the massing, the height, and the size of the building is going to be. Our landscape architect will bring, their design for the outdoor open space. And so I think that at the next meeting, you will see, more development on the architecture. And we love to get any feedback. So I think if you want to email, even if it's just ideas about what you think this project could look like or how it can feel, definitely do send email to Dublin Regional Street at Eden Housing.
Yes, definitely. Yes, I encourage everyone today, if you're able, to email us so that we can add you to our interest list and keep you updated on our next community meeting and also our upcoming, planning commission meetings and city council meetings. It's also a good way so that you stay updated on when our wait list becomes open and when we're, starting the lottery for units. Would definitely love to keep everyone engaged.
Weijia, I thought I saw a chat about animals, if animals are allowed.
Yes, we are. It will be a pet-friendly property, so we will allow pets. We do ask that they are registered with our property management team, but we are anticipating a small kind of pet relief area to help if you have any dogs that you're looking to move in with you. Great.
One more question.
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Kuhn.
Chris. What was the one? Sino ba?
Ikaw.
Me?
Victor.
Victor? No, since that, Chris? Sino ba? Since that we experienced the tremors 5 minutes ago. Tremors. Are we safe on that building? For sure.
I can definitely have Patricia answer because she's our expert architect, but no, all our buildings will definitely be designed to current standards and current building codes. So as safe as, allowed.
You will still feel the tremor, but you will be safe.
Yes.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Kuhn, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Kuhn. You want to ask your question?
Oh, okay. Let me try to recap real quick what this timeline is. Right now, we are just to send you the interest list. I'll put our names in the interest list. And then somewhere at maybe early 2025, when the building is about to be completed, and you will send out the application form. And then after that would be the lottery will take place.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
the current timeline. And if you email us today, we can the interest list will keep you informed on what the project has, how the project progresses and the timeline. We also have a website that you can go visit right over here, edenhousing.org, properties, Dublin Regional Street. And then we'll have, very updated information there as the project progresses. So you'll know as the timeline, becomes more closer, you'll be able to see when we'll be, hosting the lottery and taking applications.
Thank you.
Great. Lily.
Yes, to follow up with Kuhn's question, with respect to the lottery system, do you have any say about you prefer to live in studio first one bedroom for one person?
Yes, you can. You can, state if you're looking for a one bedroom or a studio. We do have occupancy standards that we rent to, meaning we don't rent. We rent. The maximum number of people in a studio is 2, and the maximum in a one bedroom is 3. So it will depend on your household makeup as well.
And also, this is a question to ask because I know Cora is a smart lady, okay? So if I check both, either does that increase my probability of getting into the wonderful project that you're building? Cora, you're laughing. I'm asking for us.
If both works for you, I would encourage you to select both. But if you send us your email to your interest to the Dublin Regional Street email, and our property management team will have much clearer information than I do about the lease-up process.
Okay, thank you.
Weija, wouldn't you say that Dublin residents should have the priority? Because I'm pretty sure that once they found out about this, non-Dublin residents will also make an application, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of seniors who would like to live in a senior housing. So would that make us #1 priority because we have been Dublin residents? Because in the lottery, you don't know who are the Dublin residents, right?
Yes, some of our projects in maybe different jurisdictions have maybe been able to get a local preference, and that's something that's still under discussion. It's really dependent on the funding that we're able to secure for the project. For example, if we get funding at the county level or the state level, some of those grants may not allow for a local preference, but that's definitely still something that we're working through with the city and under discussion. It's unclear at the moment, but definitely on our as we move forward with all the community meetings that we're hosting, we'll definitely have more information on that. If we're able to add a local preference, it means if you are currently working or living in Dublin, you would have, priority for certain units. Yeah. Great. So it doesn't seem like we have any other questions, but thank you so much for everyone for joining the first community meeting. I encourage you all to join our next one, which is scheduled for the end of July. We will be circulating flyers again. So if that's how you heard about us, please come and join us again and show your support. Would also love to see your faces too at the Planning Commission meeting. So we'll keep everyone updated to voice your support for affordable housing here in Dublin. Again, feel free to email us at dublinregionalstreet@edenhousing.org and visit our webpage, which will have the most up-to-date information. If you email us, we'll also be able to send you copies of this presentation and recordings as well for your reference. Great. So before, is there any other last comments from the team? Victoria, Tammy, Patricia?
No, just
I did put the email address and the website in the chat so that somebody could copy and paste it right out of there if they need to.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Tammy.
Sure.
Thank you.
And nothing from BAR. Thank you, Weija, for your presentation.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you for presenting through an earthquake. Oh my goodness. Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. We hope to see everyone again soon. And again, feel free to email us with any remaining questions. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good night.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.